welcome to yet another amazing episode here at Kaluhi'S Kitchen. As always, it's an eternal thrill to have you guys joining me here to make yummy things. And to add to that, today we're going to make a super delicious slow cooked beef stew that you guys are going to enjoy. This has been highly requested. Na nimeshanga sana cause how come sina beef stew recipe on my channel, but today we're going to change the tide and you guys are going to love this one. To my returning subbies, thank you so much. I love you guys so much. And to my new watchers, after this video, in fact, during this video, press that subscription button because I would love to have you guys as part of this amazing family. That said, guys, karibuni sana and let's make something super yummy. Everything is ready and set to go, and as you guys know, on this channel I have to explain the hows and the why so that when you guys try this out, you ace it, and not only ace it but you understand the reasons behind the processes. So let's get right in. So this is a beef stew. That means the main meat for this recipe is beef. The cut I chose for today is beef shoulder, and you can go for whichever other cut you prefer for your beef stews, but for me I like beef shoulder because it's usually so tender and it's rendered so well, which makes it so perfect for any beef stew. There are two popular methods with which people rely on while they're making their beef stews. Number one, which is most popular in this country, is people prefer to boil the meat first, then proceed to stew it. The advantage of that is speed. It gets cooked faster. And the second method is simply searing the meat, then allowing it to cook in the stew itself. Advantage of this is astronomical flavor. It does take a bit longer, but the flavor you get is unforgettable. So we're going to go with method number 2, and I hope if you've never tried it, this video will be the perfect guide for you guys to get into it. For your beef, ensure it comes to room temperature before proceeding to sear, and the reason why we do that is so that we ensure it remains nice and soft. If meat is cooked while it's still cold, it tightens up and becomes tough and chewy, and we totally don't want that. So make sure your meat comes up to room temperature before searing. So for the first step, let's start searing. We're just now done with the searing, and remember the purpose of the searing is not to cook the meat. We just sear so that we can get a nice brown caramelized coating onto our meat, which will be an addition in terms of flavor intensity once we stew our meat. Now we're going to set this aside so that it gets nice and sweaty, and in the meantime we're going to grab the first ingredients we're going to go into for the stewing process. And you guys know, as I always emphasize, a good Herby base makes for an excellent foundation on which you can build flavor upon. So for this recipe, I'm going for red onion, dania stems, ginger and garlic, and some fresh thyme. You can get these ingredients at your local mama mboga, but for fresh thyme specifically, you can get it in any well-stocked supermarket. A bunch goes for 20 bob and it lasts a lifetime. Everything else is very cheap as well, and someone on Twitter, I think in 2017, told me that in their family they only eat garlic and dania during Christmas. Like that's the special time to eat dania, and I can't fault them because how they grew up is out of their control. But now that we are adults, just take that ka5 bob, buy that dania, take that ka10 bob, buy that garlic. They should be staples in your pantry and not things you only eat during Christmas or during Easter or whatever. Every day is special, so guys, musiogope flavor. Leverage on the amazing ingredients we have in this country. So for the next step, in this same pan that we seared our meat in, we're going to add in a dash of salt, add in our 5 herbs, and then saute them until they are softened and fragrant. Tunaendelea salama, and I'm very thrilled about the aroma that's emanating from your pan at this stage. You guys know it's one of my favorite things to smell in the whole world, and I know for sure what we're going to get from this is going to be super tasty. So for the next set of ingredients, we're going with things that will form the bulk of the body for our stew. That's just our tomatoes, tomato paste, some spices, and some bay leaves. For any stew, bay leaves have to be there. They add a mild herby flavor that makes any stew very hearty to have, and they had to be included here. For my spices, very simple: some dried chili, curry, cumin, coriander spice, and to add a bit of depth in terms of color, some soy sauce. So let's go right ahead and add everything. We're now back after a couple of minutes, and our mchuzi looks nice and rich and very delicious. I gave mine a taste test just to see if the spices are in balance, and they are in balance. So remember, once you adjust the quantities of your meat, that means the quantities of everything else will also need recalibration. Always give it a taste test to make sure that everything is in balance and everything is super yummy. The mchuzi at this stage needs to be nice and thick, but if it's simmering and you feel like it's becoming a little bit dry, remember, cooking is very intuitive. So if you feel like, and you can see that the mchuzi is drying up, add a little bit of water or stock to loosen it up. Cooking is intuitive. Vitu zingine si lazima uambiwe. Your heart just knows, so just follow that intuition. We are now back after a gorgeous 3.5 hours. I have already given my meat a taste, and guys, melt in your mouth deliciousness. This is a slow recipe. It needs your time, it needs your patience, but guys, at the end of this, you're really going to be thankful. So for the final step, and this is optional, we're going to reach for our carrots and a bit of potatoes. You can choose to leave this out and stop cooking at this very stage, but I want a bit more character to my stew, so I'm going to add some potatoes and my carrots. This is the final step, and adding this only has to occur after your meat is completely soft and perfectly tender. So for the final step, we'll add our carrots, add our potatoes, and once your potatoes are soft, that's when we're going to go ahead to plate and serve. This is something you guys are really going to enjoy. Guys, what a day it has been, and what a recipe we have made. This, without doubt, is the best beef stew recipe you're ever going to lay your hands on, and your tongue and your tummy will be ever thankful that you chose Kaluhi'S recipe to make and ace. This looks fantastic, and for today, I chose to serve my slow cooked beef stew with some rice, a bit of, like, it's a stir fry, kona eggplant, it has courgette, it has carrots. Either way, the combination is going to be super yummy, and you can combine it with any starch you prefer, with any veggie you like, na utapenda, whichever way. Acha to give this a taste test. What a joy this has been to chew. Melt in your mouth goodness. This is absolutely perfect, and I can't wait for you guys to try this out. There are several herbs and spices in this recipe. However, the richness of the beef is what really stands out, and that is exactly what we are going for as per the method we chose to prepare our beef today. However, you can still taste the rosemary, you can taste the thyme, the garlic, the ginger, the cumin. Everything just explodes on your palate, and this is perfect, and you guys are really going to enjoy this one. As always, the exact recipe quantities are on my blog, link on description box. I can't wait for you guys to try this out. Snap a pic once you do and tag me, because I want to show you off, and I love partaking in the masterpieces you make at home courtesy of my recipes. I hope you loved this video. Share it with everyone you know, and see you on my next one. Bye.